Guest is joining me right now, Dr. Lanre Olushola. He's known as the Catalyst, and we're discussing setting 2024 financial goals. Good morning, Coach, and welcome to the program. Happy New Year, such a long time.
Yeah, good morning, Nancy. Happy New Year to you. And it's such a huge opportunity and privilege to be here with you talking about money at the beginning of the year.
Exactly. So it's Hello Money 2024. Hello Money, oh Money, where are you? Hello Money, where are you? Now, let's get started. How do you set and achieve financial goals in 2024? I had Dr. Lumid Emanuel join me yesterday, and we're talking about personal growth. Coach, did you watch? Because I see you're doing like this, or you've seen the snippet.
I know him very well. He's my very good friend.
Uh-huh.
And I know his perspective to money. Incredible, incredible, incredible gentleman.
So we're talking about personal growth and wealth creation. So I also asked him around, in a new year, we are always so boxed into having resolutions. And part of those resolutions, at least for many people, is that, oh, I want to make money, like I mentioned earlier. So how do you set and achieve financial goals, especially now that the year has just started?
Thank you very much, Nancy. And this is a very, very pertinent and important question because money is very important to us. In fact, our entire lifestyle is funded with money. So this conversation is one of the most important. In fact, the only thing that the Almighty God compared himself with is the spirit of money, mammon. So he says you cannot serve two masters, which means that on the throne of the hearts of men are two things: God and making heaven, and then money. So if we're now talking money and we see the importance of money, right? Why are people not making money, and how can people make money? That's the conversation that we're having. And we're asking the question, how do you set goals around money? The very first thing, right, is to understand the success model of making money and the failure model of not making money. So a lot of people are failing because they don't understand what they are doing wrong. They don't they haven't reflected on the mistakes that they are making. And a lot of people are making money because they understand the rules of engagement. They understand the laws of making money. They understand the principles of making money. And money responds to principles, not prayers. Money responds to principles, not fasting. Money responds to principles, not sowing. Because you can sow, you can pray, right? You can fast, but if you do not take action, forget about it. So, first thing is for you to identify the mistakes that you are making before you even begin to set goals. So, the very first thing is, do you have a poverty mentality? A lot of people, right, they are trying to make money, have a mindset, right, that is a mindset of lack. You can never attract money or create value that will attract money if you have a poverty mentality. Number two mistake is a lot of people procrastinate. Procrastination is a thief. Now, why do you procrastinate? A lot of people procrastinate because they are trying to avoid stress. But if you procrastinate and you don't do what you need to do when you need to do it, you'll be piling up stuff that will stress you. So it's a lose-lose game. So you are procrastinating because you are trying to avoid the fear of failure, which is one reason why a lot of people do not make money. They are afraid they will fail. They are afraid of what people will say. They are afraid of what people will think. They are not living their own lives. A lot of people also, procrastinate because they are afraid of success. You know that success comes with a lot of responsibility. Success comes with a lot of sacrifice. So for you to be able to make money, right, there's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of principles. There's a lot of action that you must take. There's a lot of sacrifices. And all of those things, they place a responsibility on you. And a lot of people are afraid and about that responsibility.
Mm.
Your belief around money is the major game changer. What is your mindset around money? What is your philosophy? What is your psychology around money? Why do you want to make money? is another reason. A lot of people are covetous. A lot of people compare themselves with other people. So because this person has bought this car, you too, you want to buy the car. But do you really need that car? Why do you really want to buy that car? Why do you really want to move your house? Why do you really want to buy another black suit when you already have four? So that's another mistake. Another mistake that people make is a lack of budgeting. They don't budget. Oh, yeah. A lack of financial planning and a lot of lack of financial performance evaluation. A lot of people now don't know how to set goals. So let us now land on that. And now, how do you now start setting goals? You
Yeah.
first of all have to identify your own mistakes and begin to eliminate those mistakes. You need to deal with the causes why you are not making money. You need to deal with the causes of what is stopping you from making money, because everybody was born with a potential to be wealthy. Everybody was born with a potential to make money. Why? Because we all have 24 hours. Because time is money. Oh, yes. Everybody has a gift and a talent. Talent is money. Everybody was born to solve a problem. People pay for solutions. So, what is the problem? Aliko Dangote has 24 hours. You have 24 hours. Aliko Dangote has gifts and talents and interests. You have gifts, talents, and interests. So, what is the issue here? You have not converted your talent into value. That's the problem. And so, it is therefore very, very important, right, for you to recognize that everything that the rich and the wealthy have, you have. You have time, and time is all you have to exchange for value. So, you have to ask yourself, whilst you are setting goals, what problems do you want to solve? What particular problems are you a solution to? And what value can you create around that problem?
Okay.
What solution can you package? And that should be your goal. Now, the next thing that you want to ask is, who has that problem? How many of them do you have access to? And how can you position your solution to their problems? And how do you value and price it? Now, the more problems you solve, the more money you will make. A lot of people don't realize that money is not an end. Money is a means to an end. The end is for you to solve problems. The end is for you to live purposefully. The end is for you to create value, right? Ultimately, when you do that, money will follow you.
Okay, you've said quite a lot, Dr. Olushola, and let's see if we can actually break a few down. You talked about mindset, you talked about psychology. And when you talk about psychology, what came to my mind is the book, The Psychology of Money, by Morgan Housel. For people that are watching, if you've not read that book, please go and read, go and read that book on the psychology of money. And in fact, when you also mentioned time, I also remember that he even in the book mentioned time, talking about time being the most valuable asset, not even money. He talked about lessons around financial freedom, investment, and all of that. So let's cascade what you've also said along those lines. So if you have said all of this, why do you think that people still fail at achieving their financial goals? That's one. Then these things you're saying, doctor, seem very simple, very, very simple, but yet complicated, as it were, because you see that people keep making the same mistakes year in, year out. For some people, they would like to earn more, but they don't even know how to even monetize their talent, as it were. You've been talking about talents earlier. So why do you think that is still very hard to achieve?
All right, when we talk about, the philosophy, when we talk about the principles, when we talk about the psychology of money, right, there's also the personality of your archetype.
The
There's your
behavior.
personality and your archetype, your behavior. Now, there are eight types of money archetypes. There's the innocent person. That innocent person is like an ostrich, right? When he is approaching money, right? He's always overwhelmed with financial information. That person doesn't want to talk money, doesn't want to understand the principles of making money, doesn't want to learn. And that person will keep making that mistake because that's your behavior over time, right? Now, the second avatar is the victim. These people are prone to living in the past and blaming their financial woes and challenges on people. And then because of that, right, they are passive aggressive. So they don't take responsibility for where they are. They don't take responsibility for what is happening to them. They don't take responsibility for their lives. They cast aspersions. Now, the third avatar is the warrior. This guy, right, goes out there and can break down any barrier. This guy is a conqueror. These guys are always successful. When you look at a lot of billionaires, they are warriors, right? These guys, are adept at investing. They are focused, they are very decisive, and they are in full control. Now, there's the fourth one. This is the Matthias. This guy only cares about money, right? When he has a need. Now. He's often he often neglects, other things about his life, and only wants to be chasing money, right? When he has a need. In fact, he knows that he has problems. He has embraced his problems at an unconscious level. He's attached to his problems. So he doesn't see money as a solution to his problems because he doesn't even want to exit that problem. The fifth avatar is a fool. These ones want to run life with different kinds of rules. They have a gambler nature. These guys, they like luck and chance. They don't believe, right, that there's a responsibility around and principles and actions that they have to take. Right? They don't believe value. That there are sacrifices. Sorry?
I said luck versus value. Luck against value.
Yes, they just believe in luck. They believe in chance and they live by chance. Now, there's the sixth avatar. We call them the artists. These guys, they live in their own world. You know how an artist can spend all his time to create an art piece, and then when it's time to sell, he doesn't know how to sell it. He doesn't even want to sell it because he's attached to it. There's some people that are just attached to things. They don't have a relationship with money. They don't even think that they need money. You would see a great artist looking very, unkept. And you're wondering, man, with all these pieces that you have here, he doesn't care. All he cares about is his abilities, his skills, his talent. Then there's the seventh avatar, the tyrant. These ones want to use money to control people. They want to use money to control events. They want to use money to control circumstances. So they hoard money. When you begin to hoard money, when you begin to manipulate and control through money, then money grows wings and flies away from you. Then there's the eighth avatar. We call them the magicians. This is almost an ideal, avatar for people that make money. These guys are very dynamic. They're very flexible. They have a growth mindset. These guys can make anything happen at any time. These guys step out. They are able to see opportunities or create opportunities, and they are able to live their dreams and create products and services that, last and are tested over time.
Okay, Doctor, when you were just speaking about 8 avatars, I was like, perhaps we will do a different show for that 8 avatars to deconstruct them and see how, those kind of money mindsets and money behaviors can actually be, realigned, especially for those that have watched them and have categorized themselves in 1 or 2, to see how they can actually deconstruct themselves. So we'll do another show for that. But I want to ask you this very pertinent question. As the new year is unfolding, we're talking about setting financial goals for 2024. There are people that are already in different categories. You have the single people, you have the married people, You have the divorced and even the widowed, as it were. How do these categories of people set financial goals? But because I would understand that a single person will not have the same financial goal like a married person with children and some other responsibilities, like another person that is even divorced, perhaps that is single parenting or co-parenting, or even someone that is widowed. You know, either you have a widower or you have a widow, that perhaps even the person, the spouse that passed, is the economic engine of the family. So how do we get realistic financial goals for this category of people?
The first thing is to do an audit and to focus on your focus. Let me take that again. You must do a financial audit. How much money comes in for me every year? And how much money goes out of my pocket every year? You must do that audit. The second thing you must audit is, what are my needs? Needs, desires, and wants. Now, so once you do that audit, you now know how to separate your needs from the things that are good to have, your desires, and the wants that you have. Now, all of us, right, need to categorize our spending habits around those three categories, because if you don't, you will not have financial discipline. Now, you will now ask yourself, in the last 6 months, as you audit, in the last 1 year, where did my money go? You need to break that down. Where did my money go? Then once you identify where all your money went, you break it under those three categories: your needs, your desires, and your wants. So how much money and what percentage of your income? You would have also done an inflow. How much money did I make last year or in the last 6 months? What percentage of it went to my wants? And wants are not pertinent. Yes, when you have extra, you can spend on your wants. Desires, right? And I'm going to break it down this way. So your needs are the things that are critical, fundamental human needs. You must eat, you must move from point A to B, you must clothe yourself, you must have accommodation. So what are the education and all of those? Identify what those critical needs are. Then ask yourself, what are those good to have that I spend my money on? So, for example, I want to do my nails every week. I want, the full bouquet on my cable subscription. I want to do my hair every week. Yeah, and every month, at the end of the month, I want to buy a pair of shoes. Those are good to have. Those are desires. And then once I have 3 cars. I want to buy another Mercedes Jeep. I live in Lekki. I want to move to Ikoyi in Banana Island. Those are wants. Now, if you are financially independent and you have an enablement financially to fund your wants, then that is fine. But if you don't, the first level that you need to set goals to shave off are those wants. And say to yourself that these wants that I've written, that I've listed as my resolution or my desires or my wishes for 2024, realistically, if I look at my cash flow, I cannot fund it except I steal. Which means that you shave off and eliminate the red zone, because they will throw your finances into the red. Eliminate those ones. It is not yet time for you to move to Ikoyi. It is not yet time for you to buy that G-Wagon. It is not a good time for you to buy 3 pairs of suits when you already have 6 pairs of suits, the same color. Eliminate that list. And so the first goal you want to set is how you are going to stop and you are going to eliminate spending money in the red zone so that you don't get into the red. The second goal you want to set is this. You want to identify what those good to have are, right? And then you want to begin to shave off. So instead of doing your nails every week, can you do it every 2 weeks? Instead of doing your hair every week, can you do it every month. You do braids and all of that, and he stays for a month. Instead of doing the full bouquet, right? When you are hardly at home, right? What do you watch? Maybe it's news and sports. Why don't you pay for that bouquet on your cable subscription? Eliminate those ones. You will realize that oftentimes you have eliminated at least between 30 to 40% of wasted cash flow. And you can bring that back, right? As money that you will now begin to do what with? Invest. So when you save that money, don't spend it, invest it. Because that money, you already spend it from your cash flow. Now, if you do not invest, right, your money, where are you going to get additional cash flow from? Especially if your inflow is fixed.
Okay.
So you now want to begin to set goals around, okay, now that I've eliminated waste, how can I make more money? How can I add more value? How can I solve more problems?
Okay.
And those are the goals that you want to begin to set.
Okay, doctor, we can really begin to unlayer and unpack a lot of issues that you've spoken here. But I promise our viewers will do that some other time. Because when you were talking, my gender also came to mind. We make our hair like almost every week. Or people in my profession, you have to look good and all of that. But I understand what you're saying. People that they're always wearing a shirt every weekend and all of that. So like they said this year, no grief for anybody. No grief for yourself first. That is the slang. No grief for yourself. But doctor, just as we go, I know you have, like you always do, you have something for our viewers. Do you want to quickly share in just a few seconds? We've got to go now.
Yes, so I have 2 books on money. I have a money book that helps you understand the mindset of the wealthy and the rich. And the second thing that I have for you is my other book, From Good to Better. In my book, Good to Better, I have broken down every single thing that I've taught you today. Every single thing. And what I'm doing is, for the first 10 people that send me an email, I will give you those 2 books for free. Send me an email to hello@thecatalyst.ng.com. The first 10 people that send me an email, I am going to give you my money book for free, and I'm going to give you Good to Better. The Kaizen principle on how you can save money and you can make more money.
Okay.
And then for the other people, not the 10 people, for the other people that send me that email, I will give you a 30% discount on both books.
Okay. Thank you very much, doctor, for your generosity, and I hope that our viewers will take advantage of that. Don't be lazy, because some people, when they've heard the knowledge, they're also lazy to be able to apply that knowledge or even take advantage of these giveaways, so to speak. So thank you very much, doctor, for coming.